Hi, it's me, Stormywriter again. As you can hear, I'm still not great. I'm still not recovered from being ill, but I still want to keep the channel updated as much as I can. I know I'm very, very bad at doing that, so I'm going to try my best to change that. So, I thought what I'd talk about today is excuse me, the first book, which is Bloodbound, but also talking a little bit about its follow-up, which is Blood Brother, even. Excuse me. So, what is essentially Bloodbound and Blood Brother? Well, they're both vampire novels. They both are taking place at the same time. It's just they're taking place in relation to two different groups of people. So with Bloodbound, the main protagonist is Pandora, a girl who's led a very, very sheltered life, whose father was never around when she was growing up, wasn't really spoken about much. You know, a mother that was a bit harsh towards her and things like that. So only when her excuse me, when her father passes away, that we realise that he is a vampire hunter, and she's now the latest in a long line of vampire hunters, and she's kind of thrown in the deep end to kind of learn this new trade. While she is learning, she discovers a very irresistible force called the Puppet Master, who is a very, very powerful vampire who has a thing for virgins. And it's very, very interesting, the relationship that not only the Puppet Master has with the character Pandora, but also the relationship that he's had with the family in the past. Unfortunately for the Puppet Master, he has his own problems in the form of Marianne, who is a vampire that he's sired, who has a terrible amount of jealousy issues, and she causes all sorts of madness for both the Puppet Master and Pandora, which excuse me, sees the book ending in one of those kind of apocalyptic fights, you know, one of those fights that's going to end humanity, you know, things that we see now in films like the Twilight movies and the Underworld movies, but instead of being between vampires and werewolves, these are between humans and vampires. At the end, we don't know whether or not Pandora has survived the pandemonium that's happened. Blood Brother is essentially taking place at the same time that Pandora is going through all of these things, but we are looking now at another vampire fighting duo called Strongman and Black Petal. Now, while Pandora is from a long line of vampire hunters, the Wixen family, Black Petal and Strongman are actually rogue vampire hunters. They're not from a bloodline. They're not classically trained. They do not have connections with I put my teeth back in, with the council that's included in the books. They are just there because they have had experience with vampires and they want to deal with it. So the book where Bloodbound is told from Pandora's point of view, Blood Brother is told from Strongman's point of view. Now, Strongman is ex-military. He's also Northern Irish, so grew up, you know, at the times where there was a lot of political excuse me again, and religious issues, and this is mirrored then in the way he treats vampires, but also the way that the vampires act within this Northern Irish society. So we have the Shakespeare twins, Samuel and Samantha, who run two Catholic churches, and they are vampires. It's I like the idea of religion being part of a vampire's day to life. And if you think about it, there's a lot of similarities with the blood of Christ and the need for blood to survive. We also have hints of what is happening in Bloodbound. So Strong Man is having dreams that are referencing events that happen in Bloodbound. But also the Puppet Master being such an all-encompassing vampire entity is often referenced, and we do have scenes with Marianne as well. Now, Blood Brother, I'm about halfway through, and while I know where it's going to end, I can't say too much here because A, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but also B, I don't know and I may change my mind. I'm not the type of writer that writes down a beginning, middle and end. I'm very terrible for that. I just start with a blank page and I just keep writing. So, yeah. Anyway, like I said, at the moment I'm a little bit run down. I'm a little bit ill and I don't think my brain is really working. But that's an update of where I am in regards to Blood Brother and how it'll fit in with Bloodbound. Ultimately, the hope is that it's going to be a trilogy. There will be a third book which is kind of penciled in as being called Bloodborne, and this would be the Puppet Master's point of view, and this would be an overarching book that will start before either of the two first books. We'll look at how the Puppet Master was made, his connections then that brought him to the Wixon family, right through to the ultimate battle that we see at the end of Bloodbound. So anyway, that's enough for now before I have a really bad coughing fit, and thank you for listening and I hope you enjoyed.